Hey guys, I'm probably definitely going to delete this video because clearly I have nothing better to do, and clearly we're all just here super hella bored, quarantine and chill. I don't, I don't even know. I have so much to update you guys on. I've been gone for a minute, but I just recently posted some Dubai videos just to kind of just for myself, just to remember how amazing it was to travel and just kind of to inspire myself to remain hopeful through this whole thing, and that we'll be traveling again soon and to get back on my travel ship. But really, I just popped on to see what you guys were doing, see if you guys were all right, just to show my face, just because I've been gone for such a long time. Literally, I'm probably going to delete this video. Literally just finished game night with my family. I'm in Atlanta now. I need to tell you guys that I moved to Atlanta, so I haven't even had a chance to inform you guys of that, but was sipping on some bourbon and Coke. Just finished game night with my family, which I killed in Scrabble tonight. Thank you very much. But this is like my third drink, so my eyes are super low. Reason why my face is all painted is because I have not done anything with myself, my hair, my makeup, or anything like that in weeks. So we went out to get some takeout just to pick it up and come right back in the house. And I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put a little beat on my face and a little red lipstick, try to remember what it was like to be a girl and human again, and step out and go to this Thai food place and grab some Thai food. But yeah, really nothing, you know what I mean? Like, I haven't been on live in a minute, and yeah, I think we're all just here in the quarantine and chill phase. Yeah, if you guys want specific topics, you want me to talk about anything specific, or you just want to kick it with me 1 or 2 nights a week, let me know. I definitely still love my channel, still love bringing content to you guys, but just had to put it on a little back burner for the last few months to get myself together and just to have something meaningful to say. I found that I had like not really anything important to say anymore. And so instead of just getting on live or getting on YouTube or IG or whatever, what else everybody else is doing, just to put something up with nothing really meaningful to say, I decided to just keep quiet. And that took a few months. But I'm starting to feel like I have something to say now and I have my voice back. So I really want to talk about this whole situation that we're all in, and what I think it means for us moving forward. Really around the idea of shifting into recovery mode as opposed to being stuck in the woe is me mode, which we are all in right now. And of course, it's understandable, but at some point when we're feeling better, I think we really should start to shift our focus onto recovery and what that looks like. I really don't think things are ever going to be the same as they were how they were before this whole thing that we're dealing with. I'm intentionally not mentioning it because it's just not worth putting the energy to even form the words, but you guys know what we're in right now. But I think that, if we could start to shift what we're thinking about into recovery mode and what that looks like, because we're not going to be able to bring all of the old and the old mindsets with us moving forward. We really have to make a decision on what's worth bringing with us from our old life into our new life, because I really feel like this is a quantum leap, a line of demarcation, a huge shift, and things are not going to be the same moving forward after we figure out how to live life with this hovering over our shoulders. So what do we want to bring forward with us? What type of lifestyle, what type of love, what type of relationships, what type of intentions, what do we choose? What is our choice to bring forward with us into the next chapter, the next era for us? Because, as I said, I really feel that things will not be the same. Things will not be the same, and we really have to make a clear decision on what's worth bringing with us, what systems were working for us and what systems were not working for us, what we are leaving in the dinosaur age, which is what I consider before all of this, and what we're bringing into the new age, which is what I consider after we figure out how to recover from this whole pandemic that we're all running around and running from. I really want to talk about that in depth with you guys. I don't know when is the most appropriate time to think about all of that and talk about all of that, but I think it is a conversation worth having because I definitely want to at least plant that seed with you guys, is that we have a choice in all of this, and regardless of how out of our hands or how crazy it feels, we definitely have a choice, at least to our thoughts, and at least to our perspective, and at least to what we intend to feel. Doesn't mean that you absolutely feel that at the moment, but you definitely have a choice to decide what you intend to feel and reach for what you intend to feel, that better feeling thought and that better feeling place. Let me take a sip of my drink. There's some bourbon. Yeah, I mean, I see ain't nobody in here, but that's okay. I could talk to myself all day. As for me, what I'm thinking about in terms of going forward and to recover is, I do get the sense that it's business as usual, being cautious still, being cautious, being protective, masking it up and all of that. But I am starting to write, and I am starting to create with the mindset that what what is it that I want to see next? What was I seeing in the world or in my life or in my feelings or my perspective that I didn't like? And what is it that I would like to see? What is it that I'd like to transition into moving forward? You know what I mean? Because I do feel like this is a whole new chapter, a whole new opportunity to decide, and a whole new opportunity to experience new things. And that's my silver lining. That's how I always look at challenges. That's how I always look at new chapters. That's how I always look at the next era, is not so much what we're sacrificing or what we're losing, but what we're stepping into and what we're gaining. And for me, I want to be very clear about what I'm gaining in this new era that we're going into. I don't think I have to figure out every detail. I don't feel like I want to figure out every detail of it, but I definitely want to understand that there's an opportunity for better, there's an opportunity for more, there's an opportunity for greater, and I want to start talking about that in my with myself, in my journaling and in my meditation, and with my time alone and with my friends. We've been doing a bunch of Zoom happy hour. Zoom is some Skype-like platform where it's like video talking with friends and things like that. And so I've been doing a lot of FaceTime and Zoom happy hours. And yesterday I had a really good conversation with my girlfriend, Ruby Vale. She's a soul singer here in Atlanta. And Isabel De Leon, she is a badass drummer based in DC. Both have been all over the place, LA and the South and everywhere playing. And we were talking about, this new era energy and how to go into it and create systems that actually serve us. And so that's what I have on my mind. And some days are better than others. Some days I feel like, okay, the sun is out, the birds are singing. I can't really turn up or go out like I usually do, but I feel good. I feel strong. Let me create something. And some days I feel like, my God, is this even life? Like I can't even get out of bed right now. And I just try to be gentle with myself in those times of not even being able to get out, or just feeling kind of down, or taking the time to cry or whatever, and being okay with that. And then the days that I feel really strong and really good, I go ahead and try to create something or crank something out, post a Dubai video for you guys, or post something inspirational on IG or anything like that. You can find me on IG at itskellscollective, or right here on my channel at itskellscollective. But things have been really slow, and trying to just be patient and taking this time to rest. I really feel like this would not have come if a lot of us were not asking for the same things. And I really felt like this feels like a lot of us were asking for rest, for peace, for a time to catch up. Maybe we were feeling that we were behind. Maybe that we were feeling that we didn't have enough time to really do what we were passionate about. So I kind of feel like, it came in a really weird way with this whole pandemic and this quarantine life. but I feel like it is what a lot of us were asking for. Otherwise, it wouldn't have really aligned with the collective consciousness. Do you know what I mean by that? Do you know what I mean by that? This pandemic and this quarantine and this forced rest period, it really would not have aligned on a global scale if a lot of us were not asking for this. So, on some level, we all were. I knew for myself, I knew that there was a big change coming in. I knew that things would never be the same. Even when I look back in my journal that I write in almost every day or every other day, or on my IG posts, back in January and December and August, I was talking about incubation period, where I was taking time to be quiet and let the new gestate in peace before exposing it to the world so that it can go strong and that I can know exactly what new direction I was headed in. I was talking about incubation period. I was talking about being quiet and introspective and understanding that something huge was coming in, some big change was coming in for me, and I couldn't really tell exactly what it was, but I was giving it space, I was giving it quiet, I was giving it peace, I was giving it relaxation, I was giving it space to gestate and to grow strong, and then the path to reveal itself to me. And I thought that that was an experience unique to me. I spoke about it very unique to me. But now in this pandemic and what's going on with us right now, I really feel like, wow, it was more on a, it was more in the collective consciousness that I even realized. It was more in a lot of people's destiny than I even realized. Hence this whole period of rest. Yesterday on the call with my girlfriends, we were calling this a period of rest. Yes, they're calling it a pandemic, and a lot of lives are being lost. But it essentially, all it is just this huge transitional period. It's this huge transitional period where we are called to rest, we are called to mourn, we are called to stay with family and take care of ourselves, to heal ourselves and to heal our families, or to face the healing that needs to be embarked upon, or to face the healing that needs to be embarked upon within our family structures, hence all the domestic violence that you hear about, with everybody being quarantined in such close quarters. All of that is the change that I think we all have to face. I'm really interested to see how this all pans out after we, plateau the numbers and things stabilize, because they will. They will stabilize. But I don't believe that things will go back to normal. And I'm really interested to hear and to see what the new era is bringing in for us post all of this, you know? Yeah, I'm here. I'm chilling. I tried to comb my hair and put on some, something, but we roughing it out here. We really roughing it out here. And Jill really just wanted to jump on here and say hi to you guys, see if anybody was available to like kick it with your girl and answer any questions or any concerns that you guys might have. I'm still around. I do want to catch you guys up and do a little life update for you. I did move from DC to Atlanta right in the nick of time, or so I classify it. I moved at the end of February of 2020 down to Atlanta just to start a new everything. I knew it was going to be a new chapter for me. I had so many clear intentions of what I wanted to bring in the next chapter here in Atlanta. And it's really interesting to see how things are unfolding, not only individually, but globally. This massive change that I thought I was calling in for myself, but seems that many of us were calling in for ourselves, intentionally or inadvertently. So I'm really interested to see how this Atlanta move plays out. I am hoping to feel like I have a voice again on YouTube and that I can connect with you guys here. And if not, I'll have to be okay with that. But I'm hoping that I do feel the space to connect with you guys. I want to tell you why I left DC, why I chose Atlanta, what I see for myself here in Atlanta, and the space I hope to occupy here, the relationships I hope to cultivate here, and the professional, personal growth I hope to achieve, the love life growth I hope to achieve, and the family growth I hope to achieve here in Atlanta. All of that I think is super possible here. And I love to give you a little compare and contrast to DC in that. So if you guys have any questions or anything for me, you can always email me at itskellscollective@gmail.com or drop your questions, comments, love, well wishes. Talk to me nice in the comments below, you know. Yeah. So I know you guys are probably like upset with me for not being super present on YouTube, but just know that you can always see my pretty much daily updates on Instagram. You could also follow my Facebook. That's linked to my page here. So check it out in the About section on my YouTube page. So what else? Let me take a little sippy sip, take a breath, and see if there's anything I want to say to you guys before I call it an evening. I got some FaceTime calls to make. I might call a few people just to see what they doing since we all locked up. I mean, really just being silly, really just sipping my drink and just relaxing myself and making myself chill. You know what I mean? Just quarantine and chill. Leave down in the comments what you guys are drinking on, and if you've made it this far into my live, go ahead and click like and leave me your comments. What are your thoughts? What are you feeling? What do you want to bring in this new era for yourself? Do you see this whole pandemic as a huge, massive shift? And what do you think will be the outcome collectively for us? And what do you think the outcome will be for you individually? And not only what do you think, what do you aspire? What do you want to see be new? What do you want to take with you from the old era into the new? What do you want to leave in the old era? And what do you want clarity on? For me, I really want clarity on love. I really do not think I understand love to the depth of it. And I think I'm still learning what that means, what that looks like, what it feels. Not only intimate romantic love, but platonic love as well. Love for self, love for the collective, love for life, love for an individual. You know, what does that all mean? You know what I mean? Sometimes I feel a little bit confused about that. So for me, that's one of the things that I want to bring into the new era. I want to bring in clarity. I want to bring in clarity on what we love and what we value. I want to bring in I want to bring in more lightheartedness. I want to bring in more fun. I want to bring in more thrill and pleasant, delightful surprises. I want to bring in more passion. I want to bring in more intimacy. I want to bring in more wealth and abundance. I want to bring in bounty. I want to bring in health. I want to bring in time well spent. I want to bring in adventure. I want to bring in thrill. I want to bring in, I'm calling in, what else I'm calling in this new chapter? I want to call in systems that serve us. I want to call in peace and serenity. I want to call in just the heights of all heights and things to be better than we could have ever imagined. That is what I'm calling in for myself and for all of us. And the Kells collective here, I'm calling it in for my family, health, wellness, happiness, peace, a bounty, fun, thrill, connectedness, intimacy, joy, joy, joy. Calling all of that in. Anyway, what are you calling in? Tell me what you guys are calling in. Declare it now. Write it in the comments and check back with this year after year to see what we were thinking in the heights of heights in the middle of a global pandemic. Still able to shift the mindset even for a moment, from the panic and the anxiety into the recovery mode. So yes, I'm bored, but I'm also still here thinking about what is next because the sun must rise. The sun must rise. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And I hope you are too. One of the pieces that I'm going to be writing, I've written it. Lord, I've been eating like 5,000 calories a day. Your girl done put on weight. But you know what? Look, I have food to eat, so I can't complain. Because this pandemic could genuinely cause a food shortage. But, you know, let's not worry about that now. Let's just get fat now so that should there not be any food, we have some fat reserves to live on. You feel me? One thing that came through for me, a few days ago was a poem that I'm actually going to put out on my blog. If you guys don't know, I do have a blog. It's called kmcdiva.com. It's linked on my page. You could find it if you want to, kmelanie. And I haven't fully drafted it yet and put it all out, but the wording is all there. And the poem is going to be called Crumble It Must. Crumble It Must. And it's essentially talking about the world as it was and how it was not designed or not able to sustain the type of love and prosperity that we all had been calling for. When I say calling for, I mean aspiring towards, intending for ourselves. Whether you fully believed it or you didn't believe it, or you half-heartedly believe it, all of us were calling for something greater than that past world could sustain. So crumble it must. Crumble it must. And I'm going to write what I mean about that. It's a whole poem and it flowed through, and I wrote it on my phone. But I'm actually going to refine the wording and I'm going to post the poem to my blog. I don't know if a lot of you guys know I'm a writer as well. I've been a writer for a long time, all around creative, but mainly a writer, and it runs in my bloodline. My niece is a writer. She writes music and she's only 8, lyrics to songs. And my grandmother was a writer and she only really had a 6th grade education, and she still wrote in her journal. And my dad always talked about writing a book. And so I think writing is in our bloodline. Book of knowledge is in our bloodline. And that flows through us. And so creative writing was always something really important and powerful to me, whether it be in my journal or whether it be poetry. And I even wrote, in undergrad, there was a production that we put on with singing, dancing, and acting for all by Black women, and it was called Black Female Extravaganza, and we did it in Women's History Month in March. And so I was a director of the acting portion of that show in undergrad at the University of Florida, and I think it was, yeah, Black Female Extravaganza, and I wrote a play, and so I say all that to say, just writing, I love to write. I love to write. And so the crumble it must, I really want to express that to you guys, because I think it starts out, I think it's important for us to understand that that world must crumble for glory to come in on the next sunrise, on the horizon. At the beginning of the poem, when I release it, you'll see. It starts out talking about, you thought that God had forsaken you. You thought that God had forsaken you. But the truth was the love that you aspired to, yearned for, could not be sustained in the systems and the world of the past. So crumble it must. Because you are deserving of that love and that companionship and that understanding and that peace and that bounty and that wealth and that prosperity and that joy and that happiness and that thrill and that companionship and that adventure and that delight. And that world couldn't sustain it, so a new one must rise. Crumble it must for the new one to come in on the horizon that is deserving of you as you are deserving of it. That is the precipice that we stand upon right now. And I am deciding for myself and for those in my close proximity, and for those in the collective, should you be interested, what we will experience moving forward. What do you want to experience moving forward? Don't tell me what you did not like. Tell me what you are looking forward to. Decide it. You don't have to create it or mold it with your own hands. All you have to do is decide the energetic field with which you are stepping into the new chapter, the emotion, the feeling, the vibration of, the mindset of, the expectation, the intention of the new era. Set that now as we step into it. Set that now as we step into it, and the path will unfold before you. Novel concept. Might be foolishness I'm talking, but really just wanting to plant a little bit of a seed. A little bit of a seed, should this make any sense to you. Let the seed blossom. Let the seed blossom before you kill it with doubt or cynicism. Let the potential blossom. This might be the beginning of something so beautiful, it's better than you could have imagined. You know, that's what I hope for you. And that's what I hope for myself. And I intend for myself. Anyway, guys, yeah, I think I've rambled on enough. I will do more formal things for you guys moving forward, if I am so called. You can look back at my videos and see that things have been steadily changing. But my love for you all and myself remains steady. And I hope that the content that I've posted thus far brings you inspiration and lets you know that there's more than one way to be Black. There's more than one narrative to this Blackness. And Blackness does not equal sufferation. No matter what narratives they post on television or in statistics about this pandemic or anything in the past, it does not necessarily, sufferation is not rooted in Blackness. Blackness is not rooted in sufferation. Sometimes they create narratives for us to carry the burden so that it is slightly lifted from them. Sometimes they tell you narratives like, oh, more Black people are dying from this pandemic than anyone else, so that the continuation of the poor, downtrodden Black person is still the narrative that's trying to be perpetrated in every instance. It may be true or it may be not, but look at the patterns. Look at the patterns. Connect the dots. Why is it still okay for the narrative to be in every situation? Oh, the Black people are carrying the heaviest burden. The Black people are dying at higher percentages. The Black people are suffering the most, in order to lift a slight burden from the white folks. So at least they can say, well, at least we're not our percentages. We are always the beasts of burden in this construct. And what everyone doesn't understand is that this construct has crumbled and is crumbling. And moving forward, we can decide and we can design the narrative that suits our upliftment. All you have to do is decide. All you have to do is decide. But anyway, here I am with my crazy talk. Whew. You guys know I like a brown drink, baby. But this right here, put hair on your girl chest in these quarantine and chill times. You feel me? But anyway, I don't want to get too heavy on you guys. But you know, I'm a Pisces sun, Scorpio moon, Cancer rising. When I tell you, you could drown in the depths of me. You really could. I have to work to stay afloat in the depths of me. So, you know, if you like that shallow shit, it's plenty of it around. And I invite you to indulge in it sometimes because I do too. But when you want that depth, when you want that depth, when you want to come to somebody that can truly navigate the depths of self-awareness, self-love, Afrocentricity, you know where to find me. Anyway, I am sending you guys so much love. So much love. So much love. And understanding and courage and fortitude and tenacity and faith. I am sending that to you and sharing that with you and intending it for myself and my immediate community and intending it for the itskellscollective. Collective. Anyway, guys, have an amazing night. And I'm sure I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.